Welcome back to NewsRamp Environmental and Energy for Tuesday evening, May 12th, 2026. As always, real news stories with AI narration. Visit newsramp.com for the full articles. First, a note from our sponsor. Newscrafters.com puts you in the news creation business. Build your online authority today with AI-assisted newscrafters.com news curation. Here we go.
Report says renewable energy is approaching cost parity with fossil fuels. A recent report from the International Renewable Energy Agency reveals that renewable energy sources like solar and wind, paired with battery storage, are now cost competitive with new coal and gas in many regions. This challenges the notion that intermittent generation hinders clean energy's reliability. Companies like Vision Marine Technologies, Inc. could benefit from the increasing integration of renewables in the energy sector. How legacy car firms are slowing the EV transition. A new survey reveals that German car industry managers are more advanced in the electric vehicle transition than commonly believed. Some slower-moving legacy firms are distorting the overall progress. Research from the University of Sussex and the Fraunhofer Institute shows that firms like Ferrari NV with ambitious EV plans are crucial for the shift.
Aemetis reports first quarter 2026 financial results. Aemetis reported a 27% revenue growth in the first quarter of 2026, reaching $54.60 million, with positive gross profit and increased dairy NRG production. The company's operating loss improved by approximately 60% to $6.30 million compared to the same period in 2025. Aemetis also saw significant growth in its India biodiesel segment, rebounding to $10.50 million in revenue with the resumption of OMC tender shipments under new contracts. Network news breaks. Oregen Energy Corp appoints former Impact Oil and Gas executive Philip Birch as strategic advisor. Oregen Energy Corp appointed former Impact Oil and Gas exploration director Philip Birch as strategic advisor. Birch's expertise will support Oregon's evaluation of a potential investment in Namibia's offshore block 2812AB in the Orage Basin. The block sits adjacent to the Venus discovery within the same proven petroleum fairway. For more information, visit the company's website.
Investor news breaks. Oregen Energy Corp appoints former Impact Oil and Gas executive Philip Birch as strategic advisor. Oregen Energy Corp has appointed former Impact Oil and Gas exploration director Philip Birch as strategic advisor. Birch's expertise will support the company's evaluation of a potential investment in Namibia's offshore block 2812AB in the Orage Basin, adjacent to the Venus discovery. Oregen is primarily focused on oil and gas assets in Africa, with a current flagship investment in Block 2712A offshore Namibia.
Planet Ventures Inc. enters orbital power race as space economy faces energy bottleneck. Planet Ventures Inc. is diving into the orbital power race to address the energy bottleneck in the space economy. With rising power demands from satellites and space infrastructure, the company's recent investment in Aemetis Space reflects its focus on foundational technologies. Dr. Bohr's appointment brings valuable expertise to Planet Ventures as it positions itself at the forefront of the evolving space industry.
Greenland Energy Company targets frontier energy opportunity as global supply pressures intensify. Greenland Energy Company targets frontier energy opportunities in Greenland's Jameson Land Basin as global supply pressures intensify. The company aims to unlock frontier-scale energy resources for long-term supply security and strategic diversification. With a focus on underexplored hydrocarbon regions, Greenland Energy is positioning itself within a shifting global energy landscape. Policymakers and industry leaders are increasingly looking beyond traditional oil-producing regions to secure new, scalable hydrocarbon resources. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today. That's it for this episode of the NewsRamp Environmental and Energy Podcast. As a reminder, NewsRamp curates news from leading newswires. We encourage you to visit newsramp.com to read all of today's news.